Mob into dinosaurs in Minecraft. First, let's turn this cow into a Spinosaurus because they're both brown. Alright, first, we need to make it way larger because the Spinosaurus skull was as big as this cow, if not even bigger. Now when that's done, let's make some appropriate legs for our giant beast. The Spinosaurus's legs were way thinner compared to the rest of its body, and they also have a very visible femur. The toes were nasty looking. Ugh. But we still have to make them, so let's create 3 fingers with really, really sharp and big claws. Now, we have to do the same thing for the other leg. Then we'll rotate the stomach, just tilt it a little bit, and make it more round, and gosh, this cow's head is looking really creepy on this. Let's remove it before moving any further. Whew, that's better. Now, we need to create the arms, which are very human-like.
No. Wait.
And that fact creeps me out. Now we just need to add the tail, head, and the well-known spine. I'll do the tail first because it's easier. We just need to stick a bunch of smaller cubes one by one, and we'll get the shape of a Spino's tail.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Spino's head, on the other hand, has very large jaws. They look like an alligator's and had a bunch of sharp teeth. 64 to be more precise. And because of that fact, now I have to spend an hour making teeth. Alright, that's finally done. And the last thing we need to do is make the spine, because without it, Spinosaurus is just a saurus.
Did you actually think that joke was funny? That wasn't. Nobody is laughing. Here's a graph of comedy over the past 20 years. This is when you told your joke, you have single-handedly ruined comedy. I've also asked several comedy stars their opinion on your joke, and this is what they had to say.
I've been researching comedy for the past 50 years, and I've genuinely never seen a joke this bad. We've used quantum physics to look into alternate universes to see every joke ever made, and yours was still by far the worst.
Congratulations! You've literally created the worst joke in human history. Here's a medal.
The Spino's spine reminds me of a seashell, so that's what I'll try to copy. Alright, and bam! There we have it, a Minecraft Spinosaurus. Now let's create his enclosure. Whoops, I almost forgot to paint it. Now we can create his enclosure. The Spinosaurus actually used to live in a huge river system, but they also loved mud, and the Spinosaurus is just a saurus. Let's get started making one huge muddy, moist, foresty enclosure. First, we'll add one huge river, like right here. Then add a bunch of mud around the river, basically everywhere near the wet spots, and even more trees because the Sahara region was hot, and the Spinos had to have their cooldown spots. Remember that huge jaw? Well, he used it to eat fish, which means we'll need to add a bunch of fish on our river so our guy doesn't starve to death. Go fish, be free, swim away in the river and be eaten by the Spinosaurus. Go. Now we just need to spawn him and see if he likes it here. Drum roll, please. And it looks like he does. He immediately started hunting fish. Now let's go to the next one. For the next one, we'll turn this Minecraft llama into a Brachiosaurus. I chose to turn the llama into a Brachiosaurus because that species of dinosaur had a really long neck. First, we need to make this llama at least 20 times bigger, just like that. And then we'll rotate its body just a little bit. I'll work on the tail first because that's definitely the easiest part to do. I just need to add a bunch of smaller cubes next to each other so we'd get the shape we're looking for. The tail needs to get thinner and thinner. And I think that looks perfect. Then we can move on to legs. The Brachiosaurus has 4 legs that are honestly easy to replicate. We just need to make the front legs a bit taller and the rear legs a bit smaller because his stomach is at an angle, if you get me. No, seriously, look at a Brachiosaurus. There's an angle there. Trust me. While I'm there, I'll also shape his body and stomach to look more round because this is just too sharp. We're almost done. I just need to make a huge, tall neck, and when I say huge, I really mean it. The Brachiosaurus was as tall as 3 whole giraffes stacked on top of one another. That's a lot of giraffes. Anyways, I think we've got the shape. So last but not least, I need to make a head. The Brachiosaurus had a weird looking bump on his head, as if someone hit him with a baseball bat. So that's what I need to do. Bonk! I don't mean to hit him with a baseball bat, but... You get me? There we go. Oh, so yeah, we made the bump without a baseball bat. See? Anyways, we've got a Brachiosaurus in Minecraft. And since he looks like some kid made him out of sand at the beach, I need to paint him in a mix of green and gray, some sort of greenish gray color. Anyways, this will make sense once I start painting him. See? That's perfect. Comment down below how my Brachiosaurus looks. And now let's make his enclosure. Since the Brachiosaurus had teeth that weren't very sharp, he only ate plants from the trees and drank water from the river. So that means we need a lot of really tall trees and one huge river so our Brachiosaurus can drink water from there, take a bath, and even pee. He's peeing in and drinking from the same water. That's disgusting, but yeah, he's an animal. Since the tallest tree in Minecraft isn't enough, and this is one tall boy we're talking about, I have to build a bunch of trees that'll take a lot of time, but what can we do? Finally, we've got trees. Now I only need to dig out a huge canal and fill it with water so we'd get a big river. Gotta start digging here, gotta start digging there, gotta form that river, you know? And this is starting to look good. For the end of it, I'll just put a bunch of flowers around so our Brachiosaurus could enjoy some colors, and maybe flowers can be his dessert. Who knows, right? Whoa, this is exactly what I had in my mind. So what do you think about my Brachiosaurus and the enclosure?
Good question. How about I leave you alone with this guy instead?
Now I'll turn this pig into a gigantic Diplodocus. The Diplodocus had a tail that was longer than the rest of its body, so we'll make a super long tail. But first, as always, let's make this pig way bigger. That'll be our base now, and let's get on to making a tail right away. The Minecraft pig doesn't have a tail at all. The swirl doesn't count as a tail, so we'll make one by stacking, you guessed it, by stacking smaller cubes next to each other. Or have I heard that before? But this time, we need to make sure the size difference between our cubes is really small, because we'll need to stack a bunch of them to get to the length we need. Gotta be careful when you make this kind of tail. You gotta be precise. And that's exactly what I was looking for. Look how funny this pig looks with a long tail. The next thing we'll need to do is shape the pig's stomach and back. The stomach was rounder, while the Diplodocus back was almost flat. It had just one small bump. See, that already looks so much better. So now, let's make the legs and then we'll focus on the neck and head. Unlike other dinosaurs, the Diplodocus front legs were smaller than the rear legs. These are looking good. I'll just make them a bit rounder and perfect. Now let's make one huge long neck. It shouldn't be as long as the tail, but it should be thicker and stronger looking, just like that. Should I keep the pig head? What do you think? Just kidding, I won't do that. Anyways, let's make that horse-looking head, and we should be done. See? That's it, guys. But wait, our Diplodocus is pink. It shouldn't be like that. It should be brown or gray or green. Right, I could paint it. Anyways, it definitely should. And now we're done. We're done. Wait. I almost forgot one important detail. The Diplodocus had a bunch of tiny spikes along his back all the way from the neck and to the end of the tail. I'll spend an hour doing this. Gosh. Can we skip to the part where we finish putting on the spikes? Please? And finally, what do you think about my Diplodocus now that it's fully done? The Diplodocus was also a plant-eating dino, which means that I'll once again have to build a bunch of huge trees, but this time, even more so, because this guy simply loved to eat plants. But the Diplodocus didn't really live in forests. They lived on the ends of forests where there was a bunch of grass and then a river. So that's exactly what we'll try to copy. This time I'll start by making a huge river first. Like real huge. A lot of river space. And okay, wow, okay, that's huge. Now onto the trees. I made these trees with more leaves so the Diplodocus could have more cool space to rest after taking a bath in this huge river. Now come on guys, you understand the shade is great, okay? Especially when it's a hot day, even after taking a bath, it will still feel hot. So you need shade. Come on. Now let's see if our guy likes it here. Go on, come on. Go. Oh, wow. He already ate half a tree. Okay. I don't think there's enough leaves for him here, but hopefully the new trees will grow quickly. Now, let's create a Gigantosaurus. Gigantosaurus from this tiny Minecraft chicken. If you watched my previous video, you'd know that the chicken is the animal that's most related to dinosaurs. So, that's why I decided to make this Gigantosaurus from a tiny chicken. First, let's create a big, thick tail for this huge, gigantic dinosaur. The tail isn't that long, but it's really thick and gets progressively thinner. Would you look at that? I think I did a great job there, so now let's move on to the legs. I'll completely remove these chicken legs because I don't even think they're usable, and let's create new ones from scratch. The Gigantosaurus has 2 legs that look like muscular dog's legs. That's it. Now we need to make this body much bigger and more rounder. Not only that, but we need to make it longer. It should be shaped like a McDonald's chicken nugget. And that is exactly it. That's exactly what I was aiming for, but something's missing. Oh right, I forgot to add arms. The Gigantosaurus has 2 really short and tiny arms. Not as short as a T-Rex's, but still really tiny compared to the rest of his body. And if you could see, we're slowly getting the shape of a Gigantosaurus. We just need to add the big head and paint it. The Gigantosaurus had a huge, literally dinosaur-shaped head with huge jaws and 76 teeth that were as big as one human hand. The teeth, I mean. No, seriously, the teeth were the size of a human hand. You know how crazy that is? Just so you know, while I'm making these teeth, I'm comparing them to my hand, so I'm sure it'll look realistic. Whew, that was hard. I even added tiny spikes on top of his head, and the only thing left to do is to paint the huge boy. He had a bunch of greenish-gray stripes all over his body, so I hope this looks good. What do you guys think? Alright, now it's time to give this dinosaur a new home. Just like most of the dinosaurs, Gigantosauruses also loved water, but instead of making a river, this time we'll make a huge swamp surrounded by trees. That was a very bad Shrek impression, but I will stand by it. The Gigantosaurus loved hot weather, so we'll make sure these trees aren't blocking much sunlight. That's a lot of sunbathing if you want it, so you better not hurt me, please. That's looking nice, but we can't forget about his food. The Gigantosaurus wasn't a plant eater, he preferred meat. That's right, meat. So let's spawn a bunch of cows, sacrificial cows basically, and see if he likes these and his new home. Whoa, would you look at that? He was so hungry, he immediately ate all the cows. Wait, why are we still inside this enclosure? No, that means he's gonna go for... No, please, don't hit me! No! Don't forget to subscribe to our channel!